up? You already know what it is. This is Mr. Kardinal Offishall, and right about now, you tuned in to ThisIs50.com, alright?
ThisIs50.com, DJ Thorough, aka Thorozano.
The Heineken is here. We having fun.
Come on, Heineken, get focused, man.
Nigga, I got pizza and alcohol on my mind. We got the governor of Toronto and Canada.
I'll take that.
Oh yeah, we definitely have
Listen. Who's starting this?
Let me go first.
Yeah, you go first, because I got shit to talk about with Kardinal Offishall,
This is no disrespect to nobody out there. All right, but as far as Toronto artists is concerned, this is the guy that put Toronto on the map.
Facts.
Listen,
And you could go back to 1996 with the album I&I. It was the I&I. Come on, I know my history. Come on. Don't leave it hanging, brother. Come on, brother.
Let me tell you how real it is. The first time I seen your music, it's like, who the fuck is this guy? And what the fuck is a Canada? Right?
What is a Canada?
Yeah. And then I was working, this was like 99, 98, 2000. I was working across the street at Greyhound. And people didn't know about Caravana. And I saw nothing but Ethiopian women with fat asses coming off these buses and going on these buses. And I was like, I need to go out there. And then that's when I said, no wonder he's rapping the way he rapping.
All right.
Because NBA players say Canada's top 3 greatest city for beautiful women and slaying out there.
Shout out to my man Vince Carter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Vince Carter took the city. You know what I mean? You know what? Shout out to John Sally, my guy John Sally as well.
Yeah.
Yo, those legends came to the city and, on a different level, just kind of took that whole, like, they married the whole NBA movement with the culture that we had going on in the city. And like, we had the most legendary times ever. You know what I'm saying? Vince Carter's that's the homie right there.
Why couldn't Marcus Camby and Damon Stoudemire push it? The city wasn't no.
I can't really speak on those dudes, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been cool with a lot of different people. You know what I mean? Shout out to Chris Bosh. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that came. Here's the thing. Some people came initially when the Raptors was like in the earlier years before like it is what it is now. And not everybody had the same love for the city. Like, some people came there and like Aunt Tracy McGrady.
Let's talk about that. How does Toronto feel about Tracy McGrady leaving?
So
let's keep it real.
I'll be completely honest. Like, we understand what it is, because the thing is, you have 2 alpha males, 2 possible, you know what I'm saying, people that's vying for the same spot. Tracy had to do what he had to, you know what I mean, what he had to do to get his airtime, make sure he got his playing time, to make sure that his brand was able to, you know what I mean? Like, that was his mentality behind it.
Because being out there the time I was there, people don't know this, especially in Canada, McGrady was favored over Vince.
At one point in time.
Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, in America, they wouldn't think that, but I know better.
Yeah.
Well, let's go talk about the culture of music in Canada. Like I said, from my perspective, this is facts. You were the first artist to break mainstream success out of Canada.
That's a fact.
I would
go ahead.
I would know. I don't even mean to cut you off, but I was gonna say, like, for me, I don't get to speak on it as often as I should, but it's like,
well, speak on it, damn it.
Well, here it is. Like, I came up, you know what I'm saying, on the shoulders of people like Michie Me. And if you look at Michie Me, she was in the Ladies First video with Queen Latifah and Moni Loving Them. She also used to work very closely with KRS back in the late 80s. So it's like being a little kid in Toronto, like looking up and you're seeing people from, you know what I mean, from your neighborhood or people from your city that are doing things. But at the time, I mean, KRS-One is still like my #1 MC of all time, my top 3. So this is what I'm coming up seeing. Like, I'm seeing somebody who's a Jamaican Canadian who's like teaming up with legends like KRS-One. So those people is who I'm following. I'm seeing people like Maestro do collabs with people like Showbiz, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm seeing these guys coming before me who are doing all these legendary things. I've seen the Dream Warriors go on tour with Gangstar, and the ill thing is, like, back in them times, Gangstar was opening up for Dream Warriors overseas. So, you know what I mean? Like, they were actually the first Canadian rap group to sell 1 million units, the Dream Warriors, you know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing all these people do things before me, and I'm like, man, like, me and my crew, myself, Socrates, Shaw Claire, you know what I'm saying, our whole crew, the circle, like, we saw these things, but we kind of just used you know what I mean, like the good and the bad of what they did to help fuel our story. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we got to today, because it's like we took it to a next level, and then we had the generation after us even take it to a next level.
Right.
Ain't that?
Do you feel like there's a disconnect? Maybe I'm. This is a question, not assumption. Is there a disconnect in Canada where people, you say Toronto now, people think automatically Drake, and nothing started until then?
Nah, you know what? I would say what's dope is we all. It hasn't always been like this, but I say where we are now.
Okay.
I would say that we all cheering each other on, which is dope.
Right.
But before that, there was no cheering on.
You know what? Everything for Toronto, it was a first. You understand? So you got to think about it like this. And I was thinking about it earlier today. When you think about like New York MCs, like it doesn't matter if it's, you know, the 90s into the 2000s, like people be like, yo, I just, you know, sold out MSG or whatever. Barclays, people be like, yo, well, DMC did that in 85. Or they say, yo, I just did this for the first time. People be like, well, to be honest, such and such did that for whatever. For us, this is the first time we doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as much as you had like people winning Grammys, whether it be, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince back them times, or Jay or LL Cool J or whoever it is, for us, like, this is literally like, it's funny like to say that people can be pioneers in the 2000s. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that for us, it's not even a thing to where there was necessarily conflict or whatever. We were trying to figure it out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we were really trying to figure it out.
You feel like there was a disconnect between, like, from where Drake took it and how you took it? Like,
Nah, because I'll be honest, like, yo, shout out to Drake. We were in London earlier this year. And, you know, a lot of the people on his team, like, those are my guys, like, family. And I went to go see Division open up for him when they were at I think it was the O2 in London in the UK. And, I just went to support the family, and I'd never seen, Drake's new show or whatever. And I was side stage, and the man stopped the show, and I was like, I'd never seen this. I didn't know what was going on. I just thought it was part of the show. And the man gave this little story. Come to find out, he said in front of the entire stadium, this man is a man that I look up to. He's a legend where I come from. Shout out Kardinal. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for us, it's not like we'd always been cool, but it's one of those ones to where it's like we're at a place now to where it's love, because like the younger generation, when I see them, they're like, legend, what up, OG, respect and love. And you know what I'm saying? So right now, it's not really, I don't think the disconnect, it could have been there for a while. Like I said, we was trying to figure it out, because in hip hop right now, there's so much ageism going on.
Which is interesting.
New generation, or you quote unquote old generation or old school. But I think as the OGs, we aren't creating enough of a bridge. You know what I'm saying? That's like kind of showing them, because when I came up, I have to be honest, like from the streets to the music game, there was people that were the bridge for me. The OGs that showed me what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, the OGs in the street used to say, nah, my G, your shit is music. I don't want to see you out here in these streets. I need you to do the music. And they used to support me. You know what I'm saying? To where maybe that disconnect is there right now, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe the streets, the codes are different. There's a lot of the codes are out the window. And it's the same with the music game, you know what I'm saying? To where like I learned, just like I showed you that little story of where I met Busta, all my heroes, when I met them, all gave me game. 50 brought me on tour. Like when I met Fifth, Fifth was like, when I come to Canada, I'm bringing you on tour. And people know, like hip hop people, we say shit all the time, and you're like,
just to be.
I'm telling you, like, I'll never forget the time Fifth was shooting a movie up in Toronto, and it was Easter. You know what I'm saying? And it was Easter Sunday, and I got a call from Theo. It was like, Fifth needs a studio. Can you come to the crib? I'm like 51 comes. It's like, does he know it's Easter? But anyways, my G came, he came to the crib, you know what I'm saying? And this is when I was still living in the hood, like before, you know what I mean? I was able to move out.
Yeah.
But, he came through, and it's like, he didn't just come and be like, all right, cool, record me or whatever. But like, we kicked it, we exchanged stories, you know what I'm saying? He was always somebody that always gave me a lot of different game, and just, you know what I mean? Just took the time out to hang, chill, show me what it is. And I think that's kind of what we missing, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of the younger ones right now, because to be completely honest, some people from my generation and a bit before me, they're a little bit bitter, fam.
Right.
And I don't like to see that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the thing is, at one point in time, like, if you look at it, and I'm a person that, like, I study hip hop. I don't just listen to it, but it's like I studied it and I lived it. Like, I lived through that time, like, you know, with the Old Dirty Bastards and all the different personalities that we had. You know what I'm saying? And I love Old Dirty. Like, I remember when I was in the studio when him and Choclair did a joint together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've lived through all of it. So it's like, we can't look at some of these kids and yeah, some of them are weirdos to me. Like, I'm not really a weirdo type of guy. Yeah. But the reality is, it's like, we had characters too. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 90s, early 2000s.
I mean, they didn't wear dresses, but continue.
Fair enough.
I really was running through your city heavy. Yeah. Late 90s, early 2000s.
Them times.
And I'm going to keep it real. Your city is the weirdest city I've ever been.
How so?
I'm going to explain. It might be top 3, one of the most gangsterous places I've ever been.
This is true.
But yet, no one locks their front door. At that time. You know what I mean? You could walk in through people. You know, he don't want to say nothing.
It depends on where you
at. Where you at?
2 reasons though. If you're in the hood, if somebody leaves their door open, it's because you dare not go in there. The other places to where it's just like it's nice and it's cool is because it's nice and it's cool, but it's not like that anymore.
Because I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of the gangster shit I saw in Canada, it's like y'all watched Belly and did everything. And I'm gonna give you a story. I went to a club with a bunch of bitches, and I had one of my cousins, and he got fucked up. He was throwing up everything. And we really just wanted to call him a cab and let him figure it out. And we took him home. And 25 dudes came in with like these big bubble jackets, threw tear gas in a nightclub, and robbed everybody. So, you know, the bitches is calling us, oh my God, we were robbed. I said, say that to yourself, Thorough. Tear gas in a nightclub with automatic weapons, and you're getting robbed.
Right.
That's your city, man.
Listen, I'll be honest, and I'm never one to like, I literally, up until Dangerous came out, I still lived in the hood. Like, still lived in the same neighborhood that I was in from when I was 14. I'll be honest though, with everything that's going on right now, the one thing I will say about the new generation, in terms of at least the entertainment scene and music, things have calmed down.
Did you know Drake prior to his rise to fame? Did you ever assist him? Like,
absolutely. When I used to live in my neighborhood, the first time I met him was when I was still in the neighborhood. Okay. And before he got on, and before all of this stuff. So what's cool is if you go back and you look at the Comeback Season, I think is the name of the mixtape. I think it's like in 06. I was on that shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Drake is somebody that like people don't understand. Like, I did bring that to Akon at one point in time.
You brought Drake to Akon.
I said to Con,
wow.
I said, there's this dude. He's this is before the whole like rapper singing thing. This is just when he was just bars, like you know what I mean. And at the time it was one of those ones. I said, listen, Con. I said the man is on a TV show that's #1 with kids from 13 to 18 across North America. But I think at the time, because the comic shit was moving so much, he ain't really have the time to dedicate and focus and say, yo, Cardi, let me, you know what I'm saying? And Con like I said, Con, that's the guy I was talking about.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing to where like me and Drake been cool, but one thing that I like about Drake is that he has been focused and he took some of the biggest risks. Period.
What you mean?
What in terms of, you got to think about it, especially when he came out. Like, now everybody is singing on a record. Like, when you see people rapping, now we're surprised that niggas is rapping. But when he came out, it was the opposite. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still remember, because we used to do like little demos and stuff. And I remember Boy Wonder hit me one time and he's like, yo, there's a demo, and he's like, yo, Drake singing on it. I was like, word? You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, he's trying this new thing. So I remember I had the privilege of kind of like behind the scenes just, hearing about and seeing like where he was trying to take it. Right. And that's, you got to think about it. Like at the time, everything was straight. Like, you know what I mean? Like hip hop was still the hip hop that we probably remember. Yeah. But he came out and he's like, yo, this is the route that I'm going to take. And he took that route and he built it up and built it up and built it up. And he's one of those people like, doesn't matter if you love him or hate him, you have to respect.
Let me ask you this.
You have to respect the grind.
Right. Real quick.
No problem.
Are there any? Did y'all ever do any music together in terms of
Outside of the joint from the mixtape?
Is there any unreleased stuff maybe in the vault somewhere?
I mean, there's a little 1-2. You know what I'm saying? There's a little 1-2.
Okay.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
Couple, because you know the way you maneuver and understand the game. I just 2 questions with the Drake scenarios. When him and Meek were going at it, and then he had the back-to-back with the Joe Carter on the cover, Meek being from Philly, knowing what that means to your city. Did you talk to him and say, "Yo, chill out"? Did you give him or what was that?
We don't do that.
Okay. Okay. I just want to know.
Let me show you something.
Tell me what the city was like when that record dropped.
I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is not on some name dropping.
Understand?
Will Smith was in Toronto filming a movie at that time, and I was in studio with Will Smith. The night that whole shit went down, and I remember I was sitting in studio. I said, "What's good?" But the thing is, you ride with your city no matter what.
No doubt.
You ride with your city no matter what. And to be completely honest, the kid that produced Back to Back, Dax, was somebody who at the time I was kind of, you know what I mean? Like I was kind of mentoring him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, got him, you know what I mean, involved with, you know, his lawyer and this and that, and was helping him out. So literally at that time, I remember he called me in the morning, he's like, "Yo, these guys called me and they said, yo, we need this beat, blah, blah, blah," and like fast, you know, that whole thing happened. So it's one of those ones where I'm not gonna pretend like I was not a big Meek fan, like before everybody else caught on.
Right.
Like early out, like to me, he reminded me of like if you mix P.D. Pablo with Tupac and smash it together. That's what Meek, the early Meek was to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was a fan.
Rose red and my diamonds blue. Yeah, that was that Meek.
The thing is, like when those things happen, you ride with the city, and that's what it was like without question.
When that thing hit, what was it like for the city? Because
when that shit hit, it was an interesting moment, but it was a great moment. You know what I'm saying? Because it was great for us because no matter what anybody else was saying, we were like, yo, it's Toronto or nothing. You couldn't play no shit in the club. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't go to a birthday party, niggas is like pressing pause on the shit like, my G, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So for us, it was like it was no question. Like we was with Drake the entire way. There was no question.
With the Will Smith thing, because they seen him in the footage when he was laughing with Drake. What was your thoughts on that? Because that looked. You don't remember when Back to Back was ringing and Will Smith is from Philly and he was hanging with Drake laughing while they were talking about it.
I mean, but you have to understand those are also two next level individuals. So like Will Smith. He is Philly, but he's different. I remember when I finally made it to Flex, and Flex said, it's on YouTube right now. Flex said, "Cardi, there's nobody else from Toronto. There's nobody else that's nice." And I was like, "Nah."
Come on, dog.
I said, "Nah, there is a lot of niggas that's nice." But that was the feeling. It's not just Flex. Like people had that feeling.
Speaking of music, what do we have out today? What are you promoting? What you got going on as far as?
Well, listen, I never want to say like I want to pretend like I don't like. It's not like a press run that I'm doing, a media run. You know where niggas like I will come and sit down with y'all and chop it up at any time.
Dope.
But there's a lot of things going on with me. Like people don't know I'm actually an executive at Universal Music.
Okay.
So shout out to EMP. You know what I'm saying? That's my first rap group that I signed. Eastbound, who co-produced Antidote for Travis. Eastbound is in a group with a next cat named Millie Manson and this girl Pre, who was like, I don't even know how to describe her, yo. If you were to take Rihanna, only because of her Sri Lankan heritage, and somebody else has smashed them together, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's who Pre is. So I mean, shout out to to my whole Universal team. So like I said, EMP, that's the first group that I signed. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna drop late this year, early next year, and I was drawn to them because it's like, if you can imagine, Antidote on crack, a whole album full up of that, like that, like the energy is just crazy. So that's why I really love EMP. I mean, we also have Jazz Cartier, who's been making a lot of waves.
Right.
Just, different things that we're working on. But what I'm doing still is I had to figure out a way, just being honest, bros, like I had to figure out a way. I'm like, all right, how can I still, because I still tour around the world. I still DJ, shout out to Celebrity Marauders, myself, Cypher Sounds, Dreddy out of the UK, and started from scratch. Like, we a collective that's grown. We DJ everywhere. But I needed to figure out how I could still be passionate about this shit. Because you have to understand also, my story is kind of interesting because it's like, you have those fans from me that know me from like, the shit with Akon and Dangerous and all, doing songs with Lady Gaga and Rihanna, all them kind of T-Pain and all these different kind of things. They know me from that world, but then there's like the grimy side that I can't deny, which is the shit that I do with Knots, the shit that I do with, Marco Polo, the shit that I do with, all those other people, like just that straight, that straight spitting. So in this, like where we're at right now, it's a transitional time if you ask me in terms of hip hop. Because right now it's like the Wild West out there. We trying to figure it out because I think the OGs are trying to figure out where they can live or how they can live, and still do their shit. And I think the youngins right now, they know where it's at, but we're trying to occupy the same space.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think where it is for me was I was like, all right, so how do I do this, still be true to myself, still, like, the fact is, like, that I do that dangerous shit and I love it because I've traveled the world. That shit has allowed me to see the world, my niggas. Like, shit that I've never seen before ever. Like, taking me to China, to, the biggest show I've ever done. 300,000 people on the beach in the south of Spain with people singing every lyric to Dangerous. They can't speak English, but they can speak Dangerous.
You're going to appreciate this, too, because I have this segment, right?
Yeah.
On the show. It's called On the Spot. All right, you know what that means?
Could mean various things, but let me know.
It means you're on the spot. We need to hear some of them legendary bars. We need to hear some bars from you. Now check this out. Before we do this, you're going to appreciate this list.
Okay.
Sitting right here, everybody went through this line of fire. Coogee Rap.
Yeah.
Sat right there, killed it. Even the legendary Master P. Master P. Sat right there, killed it. God bless the dead. Prodigy, rest in peace. Right there.
All right.
Destroyed it. Cassidy, A.R.Ab, Jadakiss, Raekwon.
The greats.
The great sat right here.
Great.
So I know this is not going to be nothing less than dope.
All right, well listen, here's what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna do this, because I'll be completely honest. I'm in the zone right now I'm in the producer zone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The producer songwriter zone. But if I'm gonna do this, then I need y'all to at least make the shit interesting. I want to do some literal off the top freestyle shit.
I was gonna tell you don't gotta do it off the top.
I want to do some.
Okay.
Like so. I need y'all to just feed me words.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I'm gonna be.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I'll go first with a word.
All right. Hold on.
This is interesting. This is interesting.
No, like we got my nigga.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right.
Ready?
Here we go.
I'm gonna make it simple too. My first word will be very simple. You ready?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get in. Give me my little vibe. Bust it. Canada, Carter is no amateur. You know what it... okay, hold on.
I feel where you're going.
Canada, Carter is no amateur. Nothing but stamina. You already know. Break the parameters.
Raptors,
you know what it is. Kardinal, we the best in that NBA biz. That's soft. It sounded like an 85 rhyme, but I'm sublime. Anytime I gotta go off the mind, off the top. Freestyles crushing, yo, I drop. I'm killing everybody who ever would try to stop. In other words...
Silver shoes.
Silver shoes, similar to aluminum. Kardinal, Offishall, you don't know I'm coming soon, and then I'm gonna kill anybody with a pen or a mic or anything in between.
Jamaica,
never the faker. Kardinal is the good bitch taker, innovator, demonstrator, letting a nigga know that I am the articulator.
Producing.
Producing. Never slim like juicing. Kardinal, Offishall, always inducing. Ill rhymes inject to anything I spit. Kardinal coming from Toronto, I'm the shit.
Drake,
that's my G. We come from the T to the D-O-T. They call that the T-dot. Some people call it the 6. But we killing it every time the rhymes are in the mix.
This is 50.
Oh man, this is 50. That's my nigga. Yo, anytime you see me, get with me. Yo, Fifth, I gotta know where you at. Call and response, Kardinal, I did that. And anytime we go, I represent from the guns to the Bible. Kardinal, the youth man idol. Original Kardinal, Toronto, Canadian, Jamaican, never faking, always amazing.
Woo! Yo, this, yo,
That was it. That was it.
And the only reason I did that, like, you know what I mean? I wanted to have some fun with this shit. I wanted to have some fun with
I love it.
You know what I mean? I wanted to have some fun with this shit. And by the way, the EP, the project is going to be called The Celebrity Marauders. Kardinal presents The Celebrity Marauders. So this is going to be the shit that, like, when you go to Miami, you know what I'm saying, and whatever it is that you do a little smoky,
Yeah, you know.
drink, you put in the Celebrity Marauders album, we rock it. The next album that I'm going to drop with Knots, that is literally, and I'm going to put it out there, it's one of those ones I never compete with anybody in terms of trying to get that slot. But I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to come near me. Like, and this is a strong statement I'm putting out there. But that's when I'm gonna come back and we won't, you know what I mean? Like, we won't have fun. I will come and drop that
Bars
on y'all niggas one time. You know what I mean?
I'm sure you get this. You've gotten this before. Anybody ever tell you you look like Jay-Z?
Nigga, yo, you know the funny, I need for all y'all people out there, y'all racist motherfuckers, just because a nigga has big lips and brown skin does not mean. Now shout out to my guy Jay. That's another guy. You know
You can play him in like a true Hollywood story. You know, the reenactor. You can be Jay-Z.
Oh man. Shout out to my man Jay.
You ever had a rap battle with Jay-Z like how he had with DMX?
I feel like
Me?
Yeah.
No. You know what? I met Jay early because I was on. If you go back and look at Rihanna's first album, I was actually on Rihanna's first album.
Damn.
And that's how I met Jay. Jay came up to Caravana 2005 and he did something that was called Rock the Banner. And if you go back, everybody that's watching this right now, go to YouTube. Because what it is you'll see Jay brought me out as a surprise guest in Toronto. I remember I got the call, they like, yo, Jay wants you to come out and do some surprise shit. Now mind you, he wasn't supposed to be performing, but we came out and we murdered that shit. 5 minutes later, Jay was on stage rocking with Kanye. Look, yo, it was a legendary time, happened at Caravana 2005. So shout out to Hov. That's
Caravana, yo.
That man always show nothing but love, you know what I'm saying? And yes, if there is the whatever, the story, the movie or whatever where they need somebody to play Jay, I'm in
gotta
there.
play it.
I'm in there.
You have to play that. I need 20% for sitting that up there. So before we get out here, if anybody want to follow you, which I'm sure they do, and get in contact with you, how can they get in contact?
Simple. At Kardinal O, and that's Kardinal with a K. So Kardinalo at Kardinal O for Twitter, Instagram, and I believe it's Kardinal Offishall 416 for Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Like,
there it is.
Yo, love to everybody watching.
Heineken,
Brothers,
DJ Thorough, man.
y'all,
You know what it is. When you see us, one knee is. And you pay respect.